There's a powerful undercurrent shaking Hollywood to its core, and this time, it's not just another typical behind-the-scenes spat. A leaked email involving Justin Baldoni has sent shockwaves through the industry, and Blake Lively is anything but pleased. Most people assumed It Ends With Us was just another big-budget adaptation, until rumors of legal battles and massive egos took center stage. Now, as lawsuits pile up and damning evidence trickles out, the question on everyone's mind is, who's actually pulling the strings behind this escalating media war? Picture this, a major email leak allegedly surfacing right before Christmas, when agents and publicists are sipping eggnog instead of scanning headlines. Baldoni was reportedly given just one day, yes, a single day, to respond. Talk about a setup. Insiders say this tactic is a classic move designed to pressure someone into a corner, leaving them vulnerable and off balance when they can't properly consult their legal team. And let's face it, if you want to catch someone off guard, you strike when nobody's around to handle emergency damage control. But that wasn't the whole story. Tensions were already simmering, and this leak might have been the final spark. Was it a deliberate scheme to box Baldoni in, or just a poorly timed coincidence that made everyone suspicious? Here's where things get even more twisted. Despite Justin Baldoni being credited as both director and producer for It Ends With Us, sources insist Blake Lively ended up seizing command of the project in ways few actors ever do. From rewriting scripts to overseeing edits, Lively's influence was allegedly all over the film's final cut. Meanwhile, Baldoni found himself on the outside looking in, his role unexpectedly sidelined. Some say Lively's star power gave her free rein to call the shots. Others think a bigger studio strategy was at play. Regardless of who's pulling which lever, one thing's clear: the internal tug-of-war for creative dominance overshadowed any typical on-set friction. If you think the drama stopped when the cameras did, brace yourself. At the film's premiere, Baldoni reportedly wasn't even allowed to enjoy the spotlight. Word is, he and his circle were shoved into a back room or basement area while Blake took center stage. Imagine devoting years of your life to a project only to be quietly pushed aside on the night that was supposed to be your crowning achievement. Why would anyone freeze out the producer and director at his own party? Some argue it was Lively's way of cementing her dominance. Others suspect deeper grudges fueled the snub. Either way, that night marked a turning point. Whatever had been simmering boiled over into a very public feud. Enter Ryan Reynolds, the charismatic actor known for breaking the fourth wall in Deadpool, and basically being half of one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. Now, rumor has it that Reynolds took pot shots at Baldoni in some version of Deadpool, weaving subtle jabs into the script, or perhaps even modeling a minor character after him. Some say it's too coincidental to be an accident. Others think it's a stretch. But it doesn't stop at on-screen jokes. There are whispers about Reynolds pressuring WME, one of the largest talent agencies on the planet, to drop Baldoni altogether. Imagine losing your representation because someone with major clout decided you were no longer worth backing. Both Reynolds and WME deny any strong-arming, of course, but fans are scratching their heads. Could the pair that so often wins over the public with playful banter also be orchestrating a strategic takedown behind the scenes? It gets even more intense. Baldoni's team has allegedly dug up text messages between Lively's legal and PR advisors that paint a pretty incriminating picture, a coordinated push to dismantle Baldoni's reputation piece by piece. These messages supposedly discuss how to manipulate press coverage, release negative tidbits at crucial times, and portray Baldoni in the worst possible light. In Hollywood, controlling the narrative is everything. Just ask any PR rep. So if these messages truly exist and come out in court, it may confirm that a very methodical smear campaign was put in motion. On the flip side, Lively insists that Baldoni's accusations are a desperate attempt to shift blame away from his own problematic behavior. So who's to be believed? Things take another twist when Lively's camp claims Justin Baldoni cultivated a toxic work environment on set. According to them, tensions were high, not because Lively wanted creative control, but because Baldoni's management style made everyone miserable. That's a hefty charge, but Baldoni maintains these allegations popped up only after his conflict with Lively went public. Coincidence or an orchestrated retort to keep him on the defensive? The deeper you dig, the murkier it gets. In many Hollywood feuds, truth and half-truth mingle until nobody's sure which side is more credible. But fans on social media are refusing to pick a clear winner just yet. Most are just waiting to see who breaks first or who drops the next piece of explosive evidence. Now we get to the heart of the matter: lawsuits. With the New York Times in Baldoni's crosshairs over a motion to dismiss and parallel legal battles unfolding, it's clear this drama won't resolve itself quietly. Lively is gearing up for a March 2026 trial date, and her legal team is going all in. They're diving into Baldoni's phone records, text messages, and even his internet search history. Is that overreach or just good legal strategy? Depends on who you ask. Baldoni's camp calls it a blatant fishing expedition aimed at embarrassing him rather than focusing on the actual legal issues. Lively's lawyers argue that it's all fair game if it helps uncover the truth. At this point, it's more than a Hollywood spat. It's a high-stakes battle that could define reputations for years to come. After everything, secret emails, allegations of backstabbing, rumored blacklisting, and an impending trial, Hollywood is buzzing with one central question: who's really the victim here? And who's the manipulator? Is Blake Lively fighting to protect herself from toxic behavior? Or did she stage a hostile takeover of Baldoni's project? Is Justin Baldoni the unfortunate target of a well-coordinated smear? Or is he spinning events to save face? In an industry where perception can be everything, this feud is a stark reminder that even the brightest stars can cast dark shadows. All eyes will be on the courtroom come 2026. Until then, every leak, every rumor, and every carefully chosen word in the press could tip the balance. One thing's certain: the truth, whatever it turns out to be, will have consequences that echo far beyond one film. So keep watching and keep questioning, because in Hollywood, what you see is never the full story.